Today, I want to show you the academic planner from Erin Condren. It was updated this year and is now a lined vertical. But first, if you're new here, hey, my name is Lauren, and on my channel, I share tools and tips to help you on your self care journey. Planning is one of those things that I love doing because it helps my brain stay calm and not stress so much about the schedules and the to dos that I have, because the time that I spend sitting down and filling in my week, it helps me avoid feeling overwhelmed. It helps me to see that my week doesn't actually have as much going on as it feels like. And the layout for this academic planner, the changes that they made, wasn't announced until after they launched the new dashboard layout, which that is the planner that I had purchased during launch back like in April. And I have a video about that planner, and I've been using that planner. I started using that one back in May. So, Lauren, why did you get this planner? Well, I have kind of shifted a little bit in the way that I plan and how I want to plan. And the reasons for purchasing that layout are kind of like not the same anymore. And honestly, if they would have showed this one at the same time as they showed the dashboard, I probably would have had to choose between the two. I probably would have ended up still maybe going with the dashboard layout because, like I said, at the time I had intentions on how I wanted to use that, and you can hear more about that in that video. But today I want to show you what this layout is, and I'll explain a little bit about how I want to use it starting in January. So it did not come with this vegan leather cover. I purchased this cover separately. Whenever Erin Condren has the planners on their site, they only like have them listed with certain covers. So this was the cover that it actually that I purchased it with, and then I just moved that cover over to the notebook, and this cover actually came on the notebook. It was just a graph grid notebook. I already have this cover design in a smaller A5 size. I didn't have it yet in a 7x9, and I really like this bold blooms design, so I didn't mind getting this cover. This one, this color in this vegan leather feels like it looks better with these pastel tabs that the design is in, which this is, I think they're calling it a minimal pastel design. It's the same pastel design that they came out with for the monthly planners. It's not a design that they had for the life planners. So academic planner, different from life planner. Main differences: there's no vellum sheet in the very front, so it just goes straight to this page that says academic planner. And then you have your calendar pages, which is the same as the life planner. The price point on the academic planner is much less than a life planner. I'll pop the numbers up on the screen so you can see, but the paper quality is exactly the same. And honestly, if you don't need all the stuff that the life planner comes with, this is a much better option, especially now that they changed this layout. It's very similar to a layout that I've used in the past with a different brand. They have a heritage and awareness observances page. I'm pretty sure this is in other life planners also, except I want to say this page is in the back of those planners. A page for your class schedule. So you've got like front and back. So you could do, if you are a student, you can do fall and then spring, which my son is in college. So I might actually use this for his schedule. Since this one starts in January, this first page would be the spring. And then this one would end up being his fall for his sophomore year. You have a lined notes page here, another lined notes page, and then it starts the planner. So this is the tab page. It has a laminated tab. This doesn't have any design. The other option that they have for the academic planner is a colorful one. My daughter has that one in the A5 size softbound notebook. It's a bunch of pipe looking things. There should be a video somewhere. I know Hand Can Plan got the colorful version of this. So if you want to see that, you can check out her channel for that version of this one if you don't like this neutral palette. But this is very similar to the minimal design for the life planners. The only difference is that with the minimal life planners, I have my planner right here with me. Okay, the minimal planners have the gray tabs. But this looks exactly the same on the inside. And the other difference is that there is a little bit of color on the pages in here, and there's no color on the inside pages for the minimal design. It's literally just gray. This is literally just gray. This is gray. If I would have got their floral design this year, which the name escapes me, it would have had a little bit of color, but I didn't like the scripty font of that design, and it would have had colorful tabs that are similar to these tabs but still different. So this one is not a great example because the color for January is like a gray. So let me flip to February so you can kind of see where the color is on these pages. So maybe you can see that a little bit better. There's like a pink strip over here, and there's 4 pink dots right there. That's the only color on these pages. So every month, the month view has no color, but on the dashboard pages, they have a little bit of color just here and there. Okay, so for the dashboard page, you have a dashboard page for the life planners, but the dashboard page for the life planner, it looks like this. It has a longer to-do list, and there's no label here and no label here. And you can see with here, because they labeled it important dates, they have slashes so that you can put the date, and this is labeled here. I actually never, well, I shouldn't say never. I rarely ever use this page. I experimented using this for like where I wanted to put all my content and this side to have all my monthly goals, but this would work out well for me. I don't mind that it has labels already because it's very neutral. It doesn't scream academic planner for a student. This, even this side, the deadline tracker, could be used for something different. It doesn't have to be used for tracking like assignments. It says due date, assignment, subject, and status. So here I could, if I wanted to use this like whole spread for content creation related things, then it could be utilized for like my progress or the videos, the list of videos that I want to do. When do I want to have it posted by? I mean, I could have it categories here, but what it is or what playlist it would belong to, and the status, obviously, like if I filmed it, is it edited, that kind of thing. And then this is what the planner looks like. And if you've been on my channel a while, like from the very beginning, then you know that I have used a layout from a different company, Plum Paper. I'm an affiliate for them, just like I'm an affiliate for them. I still buy planners from both brands. They have a layout that is very similar to this, that is just a regular planner. It's not an academic planner, it's just one of their layouts. One of the differences between that and this is that on that one, there's a habit tracker up here on the top, and this whole thing kind of starts a little bit further down the page, and you have a section here with like a calendar and then like a big open box for you to do whatever you want, like to make a list maybe for the week. But I really liked using that layout, and I ended up switching out of that planner because I started wanting to use more like dot markers and highlighters and things in my planner, and that paper I could see more ghosting in the back. So this kind of like gives me that feeling of being in that layout like I was, but with the Erin Condren paper. And I like that there are these boxes so that I could separate into categories. So what I've done in the past was when I've been in a layout like similar to this, was the top, I would put the appointments. So if I needed to be anywhere or anything that was like time sensitive, it would go in like this very first block at the top, because rarely do I have very many of that, and it doesn't take up space, and it helps me like at a glance really quick see like what are the appointments. And then in different sections, because I have 4 children, sometimes their schedules get wild. Like my daughter just started soccer season for the year, and every soccer season, it's kind of nuts between like what days do they have practice, what days do they have an actual game, and having a dedicated section that's hers, like a box that this is like her space and it's not muddled up between the rest would be very helpful for me during this season, these next like couple months, and me still having like a lot of space. So that's the layout. You have to do checklists down at the bottom of each day, even on the weekend. The weekend days are the only ones that don't have all the dedicated boxes because this is technically supposed to be used for students for each subject up to seven. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, up to seven. And it doesn't bother me to have less on Saturday because this is not really where I would be putting too much to do things anyway. I thought that I could use one of these dashboards, which this one I purchased during launch, and this side is a checklist. They changed it this year. The dashboards that snapped in used to on the backside be broken down by the day of the week. And this is the first time that I want to say this is the first time. Now I'm questioning. But anyway, I've been having a lot of like to-do list items that they don't necessarily need to get done in that week or whatever. And I've been rewriting things and carrying things over because that's just what I've been doing a lot lately. And it would be very helpful for me to just have a spot where I would have to use a permanent marker and then like wipe this off with alcohol whenever I need to refresh it. But have this and then just kind of carry this over from week to week as opposed to writing out my to-dos like in the actual planner on the paper itself and kind of have to keep migrating it over. So once this list gets a little bit out of control and looking crazy and I can't really focus on what do I actually still need to do, I'll probably erase it. But what I could do is just sit down and like write out all the things and then check things off and erase it and all that stuff as needed. And this will be a way for me to still have like some kind of checklist in the planner with that's not dedicated to a specific day and still make like my weekly plan work for me. So that was my thought process, is that I could use this as a supplement instead of having like a whole page, because I've been finding that whole page on the side is like way too much to-do list space most of the time. And then the cramming of all the boxes on the other side was just the order that it flows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that bothers me. And it feels like there's not enough space for me to try and do kind of segmenting if I wanted to. I really want to get back to doing a routine of cleaning, and I used to do certain things on certain days. And this layout would work really well for that because I could dedicate a certain section for cleaning tasks and assign this is what I want to do on each day. And each day has its own thing like already listed in there. And I could see it and it's not feeling like it's cramming up and cluttering my day. Because visually, I don't want to look at my planner and see a whole bunch of things like crammed into one day, one little box. Like if this is just the Monday section, I don't want to see like a whole bunch of things in there because it's going to feel like I've got a lot of stuff happening. Mentally, it looks like it's busy even though it actually isn't. So having this much space, I think for right now is going to be helpful. So let me flip and show you what each of the other weeks look like in the colors because they do change, and the holidays are printed nice and small up at the top. Okay, so at the end of the planner, you have a tab section that is called projects, and the tab page itself has the projects and exams on it. Hold on, I just realized I didn't show you that at the end of every month, you do have a line notes page right here. So after the week before the dashboard, you have a line notes page here. So that could be a good spot if you want to have a page dedicated for like writing down like goals. You could do that, or it could be like a monthly brain dump. So at the end of every month, you can just kind of blah, 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 which I think that's what I might be start going back to. I used to do that a lot It wasn't on a monthly basis though, it was more like on a weekly basis, but I think I might go back to doing that instead of doing monthly goals, just like looking over last month's brain dump list and kind of going through. And I still think I do want to have like a goals page in the front of the planner, but and I'll check that like every month obviously, but I don't want to try and follow what I was trying to do. I was trying to like shove Moxie Life System into other planners, and that's just not been working for me right now. So I'm just going to try and do something different. Projects and exams, you can add on more of these, but I did not add on anything and it came with a lot. Each page, you can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can like there's 6, just 12 on each sheet. And this is plenty. I think I don't know how many total pages if you count the dashboard. I mean, if you count the tabbed page, 1, 12, and then 13, which I honestly don't understand why they printed this onto the notes tab page when they did this over here. Like, why didn't they just make this a line page? Because I was probably going to rip out this whole section of project pages because I don't need these. But when I do that, I'm still going to end up with this because I do want to keep the notes like actual tab. I might go ahead and purchase some kind of sheet and stick something on here, or get a piece of paper and just like stick that on there, aligned paper, so that I can make that into a lined page that I could use. So it does come with lined pages, and they have them all at the back. Once upon a time, they used to have the lined pages dispersed throughout the planner for the academic. They used to have line notes like after the weeks. In here, they would have a couple line pages. So you've got them all in the back. So if you count this page, 1, 2, 22 pages. So it's probably like 10 sheets. And then that's it. You do have one sheet of stickers back here. Exam, test, read, study guide, no class, vacation, study, paper due, quiz, midterm. None of those I probably would use. And then no pocket folder. So Erin Condren Life Planners would come with a couple more sheets of stickers and a pocket folder. But that's basically it. There's not much else different from that, and the price point being so much less for the exact same paper. It's kind of ridiculous. This is a 7x9 planner. Like I said, my daughter has the one in an A5 size, and it is in a soft bound notebook. It comes with a ribbon bookmark. You can get that in the 2 versions where it's either the neutral colorway or the colorful version, which I think they're calling Journey. So if you want something with that layout, it would be a little bit smaller. You have it in the A5 size. Now that though, it only starts in July or August. I can't remember which, if it's a July start or an August start. And they don't have that soft bound A5 version in a January start, unfortunately, because since it's an academic planner, most people purchase academic planners like in the middle of the year, right when school starts. So it's a little unusual to want to get an academic layout type planner to start in January. But if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.